Hello and welcome to the world of pride. And I am your host, the one and only Kippy Love. Yeah, everybody else is behind me, resting and everything. Aspen and Precious, everybody's back here, having a good old time, enjoying each other, with themselves or something. But this here is a video about, you know, stupidity on the road, and stupidity and idiocy on the road. I'm not saying drivers are stupid and idiots, but the stupidity and idiocy that they do while they're on the road is shameful. It's terrible. It's bad, bad. Um, One of the main things I hate when you're on the road is when you're driving down the road and you're going to turn to the right or to the left. Please put your blinker on ahead of time. I think, so many hundreds of feet away, maybe 500 feet or 250. Don't sit there and go, all right, oh, turn here, and then put your blinker on, or slam your brakes on and then turn your blinker on and then turn. Give everybody, Apple or whatever you call it, plenty of acknowledgement, that you are turning. Be like, okay, I'm about 250 to 500 feet away from my turn, so let me turn the light, the turn signal on. So that way they know I'm turning. And then, slowly put your brakes on or whatever. Don't stop at the last second and put your brakes on. I remember one time the bus driver. I'm not going to say his name. I'm going to say where it happened or when or how many years ago. But he was one of those kind that, was sort of like, oh shit, I missed the turn. Instead of continuing down the road and go to the next turn and making another obstacle version or turning around somewhere and coming back up, and doing the right turn. He slams on the brakes, and at the same time he turns, and I go flying out of my seat, and almost, if I hadn't been holding on to the bar in front of me, I would have flew across and hit the window or hit the door. Those kind of things are dangerous. Even when you're in the vehicle. Make sure that you have your lights on when you're driving. At dark. Or when it's super foggy or something like that. Don't drive down the road in the dark. Nobody can see you until you're right up on you. Then you're like, shoot, what the heck is that? Who in the heck drives down the street with no lights on? It don't make any sense, And what else? Oh, when you see a stop sign, when you see a stop light, stop. Prepare to stop. If you know there's a stop sign, come to a complete stop. Look both ways. Use your turn signal or whatever, and go. And then, go through the stoplight or a stop sign. If you come up upon a stoplight and you see it turning yellow, don't, start to slow down if you can. If you're already here's the stoplight and you're right here at the line, no, don't slam on the brakes right there and try to stop. If you can slow down and stop right there, if you can, and there's nobody behind you to smash into the back of you, if there's nobody behind you want to slam on the brakes, make sure you look behind you. Don't be driving somebody right behind you, because then they're going to run into you or slam on their brakes and mess up your brakes, you know, if that's what you want to do. But don't make everybody else's brakes go crazy, you know. But if the light's up here and you're like coming through and let's say right here is where the, you know, you've got plenty of time because right here's the line. If the light changes yellow here and you have enough time to slow down and stop before you get to the light, please do so. Because, you know, nobody wants to get hit. You know, nobody wants to, like, okay, it's green, I can go through. No. And don't sit there at the last, you know, don't sit there and be an idiot. And the light changes red and you keep driving through the fucking light. I know one night I was driving, you know, one night or one morning we were driving somewhere and it was like it was our turn to go and we had to stop and put our brakes on because we thought, okay, it's our turn to go, and all of a sudden somebody, like 2 or 3 people just keep going through the red light. Like they don't care. You know, and if we hadn't have been paying attention, they would probably creamed us. You know, and I don't appreciate that shit. So if you're a driver out there, start learning how to drive. You know, it's just common sense. You know, if you have bad weather and you can't hardly see, you know, put some blinkers on, put your lights on, and drive carefully. Don't fly through there. Don't, you know, drive with no lights, whatever. You know, it's just dangerous. You know, if you're driving and you're gonna take a right or a left, make sure you use those blinkers. You know, it just, you know, lets everybody else know that I'm stopping and I'm turning. Don't sit there and don't use the blinkers. Then all of a sudden you just slam on the brakes and turn. Oh, well, they should have known I was turning. That's stupid. You know, and don't be Sunday driver either. Don't be a Sunday driver and just take your sweet old time because I ain't got nowhere to go. I'll just drive 5 miles down the interstate, 5 miles per hour down the interstate. I don't have anywhere to go. And then you got all these people backed up behind you. That's stupid. You know? You know, and just drive responsibly. You get the license, you know. I think that the license plate people, the people that give you a license, they ought to make sure they give you a test, a good test every time. If I was out there driving, I would have a company working for the driver's license people, and I would have them undercover driving down the road, and they would say, okay, here's license plate F or 5612 F4, whatever, you know, and I would like take a picture of them driving, you know, I would have a camera rolling, and I would take a picture of these people, how they stupidly drive, you know, and if they're not driving like they're supposed to be, then I would go back to the driver's place and I would say, hey, I don't know how this guy got a driver's license, but, you know, he's driving erratic, he's not using his turn signal, blah, blah, blah. I wish they would have somebody that would do that all the time. They do have people, they have cameras that make sure you don't go speeding, but they don't have cameras or any kind of situation to make sure that you're driving like you're supposed to be driving and almost causing accidents and shit like that. It's just common sense. Hello, people. Get with the program. But anyway, that's my video. You know, please be safe. But anyway, y'all have a awesome day and a perfect tomorrow. We'll catch y'all at Scratching Post where we can meow about just because I got catnip or I like catnip doesn't mean I have to keep going when I'm going somewhere. Stop. You know, whatever. Anyway, bye.